All right, everyone. Coach Nick here. We're going to go over some defensive zone breakdown, and we're going to do this pretty easy. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I handle defensive zone. And again, this is a little awkward looking at this this view. However, it's easier to see what's happening on the ice if you do it this way. So the way I break it down is I do a line right here, and a line right over here. And so what this does is this makes our defensive zone into quadrants. All right, so we can say that this is quadrant 1, this is quadrant 2, 3, or 4. Okay, oops, that's supposed to be a V. It doesn't really matter what number you have in there, but what matters is who's playing where. And so for this area right down here, okay, you have, that's supposed to be drawing, not a line. Let me redo that real quick. Sorry. Right down this area, you have a defenseman. Okay. This defenseman right here is responsible for this entire quadrant that's there. Okay. I've lost the use of my mouse. All right. So that defenseman, he's responsible for everything that's right here in this area. Okay. This is his quadrant. This defenseman over here is responsible for everything that's in his quadrant or her quadrant, however we want to look at it. Okay, so we got that. Now, there is a little bit of gray area defenseman, and that's going to be right here. So you guys kind of have to overlap right in this area. You have to talk to one another. Okay, so if a puck ends up being down here in the corner, okay, this defenseman's job is to go to that puck. Okay. This defenseman's job is to go in front of the net. Now, you're not in front of the goalie. You're not screening the goalie, stuff like that. But you're right up in there, and you want to make sure if there is a forward that's there that's not on your team, you want to make sure that they don't have their stick on the ice. So just pop their stick. And vice versa. If it goes back the other way, I'll take some of this down here. If it goes back the other way where the puck is over here, this defenseman's job is to get right there, while this defenseman's job is to go right here, not necessarily in the crease, but right out in front of the net, right here in this area. Okay? Hopefully that's pretty easy. Defensemen, you guys have the easiest job. You really do. It's when we get into the forwards that gets a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is let's take all this off right here. Wow. Okay. Now we're going to go up top here. Let's find a new color. Let's do this one. So forwards, this is going to be F2. That's a wing. F3 is a wing. Okay. And you guys are going to be responsible for this quadrant. And your quadrant actually stops right here at the blue line. Okay. And the reason why it stops at the blue line is because we don't want you leaving the zone until the puck goes. Okay. Or if you have control of the puck and you carry it out. Now, when we look at this, we have to go back into some of the stuff that you guys did earlier. If you remember the cross-up drills where you were, where we had cones sitting right here in this area. We had a cone right here. You guys remember that? There's a cone over here. There's cones up here. You guys kind of remember this, right? You did it for a while. All right. The deal is that all of that is part of what we call the breakout. Okay, so F2, we're going to go with you right here. Like I said, this whole quadrant is your responsibility. However, if the puck ends up down here on this side, like down in this area, I'm going to draw a line right here, down this area, your job is to come right down here, kind of where the cone was. Okay, your job is to come right there and wait for an outlet pass to come to you right there. Okay. Do not go below the hash marks. Okay. This is your defenseman's quadrant. You need to trust your defenseman. Let them take care of that quadrant. You're an outlet. Okay. Very rarely would you go down here. All right. Now, the other side, this is F3 over here. If the puck is down here in this corner again, okay, this forward, you're going to move right over here and you're covering this area right here. Okay. And all theory based that the other team, the bad guys, are going to have a defenseman here, and they're going to have a defenseman here. Okay. So when the forward that's right here leaves to go down here, that leaves this defenseman open, okay, to take a shot. It also leaves this defenseman open. That's why this forward comes over there, because he's going to try to block any shots that come into the high slot. All right. If everything reverses and it goes the other way, so we're going to draw a line down here. If the puck goes to this side right here, this forward releases from here and goes down to here. This forward releases from here and goes up to there, covering that spot. Pretty easy, right? I mean, you basically have two places to be, and it's pretty easy, in my opinion. It's worked for years and years to do that. So really, when we erase all of this stuff, let me get all this stuff out of here. I'm going to show you forwards. This really, this is, oh wow, that's a lot. It's not let me go any further. Okay, forwards. We're going to work over here, and I'm going to do this in, I'll do this in crimson. Okay, here is your pattern. Here and here. Okay. You'll be going like that a whole bunch of times, whole bunch of different times. All right. Same with this guy. Here and here. Now, if you're really starting to look at what's going on, you can see the patterns that we had where you would cross over and do everything like that. Passes, crosses. Pretty easy, huh? So they say. All right. So forwards and defensemen, wingers and defensemen, that's your job. Now, centermen. Centermen have the hardest of all the jobs. However, everybody has to work together in this, and we'll do centermen in orange. So, centermen, your job is to go where the puck goes. So if the puck is down here, you go toward the puck. So you have a defenseman here and you have a forward here. That's the centerman, the F1. Okay. So this should always be an odd number. Us have 2. They have 1. So if it's going to be a 2-on-1, we win every battle. Okay. So basically breakout happens. If a defenseman gets the puck right here, he's going to shoot it up, hit that forward that's there. And this centerman's going to cut loose right there. Gets a pass, goes around that way. All right. So the job of the centers are basically go where the puck goes, but do not wear yourself out. This is your prime area of basically being part of. Okay. Now notice you're not going behind the net. Okay. There's no need for you to go behind the net, because if this defenseman right here loses and that forward takes off, this defenseman chases him to the last possible moment, then he cuts in front right up here, while that defenseman releases right there to catch him right there. Okay. Then the centerman, you're right here for any sort of pass pickup that happens right here. And then you move north. Pretty simple, right? Anyway, it's one of these things where you just have to practice all the time. And basically stay in your quadrants. Okay. That's the key. Stay in your quadrants. And if you're a forward, okay, and the puck is, on this side, you need to be down here. Okay. At the hash marks. You don't need to be down here by the goal line. That's the defenseman's job. Okay. That's the defenseman and the center's job. Okay. You just need to be where your outlet's going to be. Okay. If this defenseman up here is taking a shot forward, you better challenge him. Actually challenge the shot. Get in front of the puck. Don't get in front of him. Get in front of the puck. Okay. Because let the puck hit you. It's okay. You got $1,000 worth of pads on. It's not going to hurt that much. Anyway, I hope you guys understand this and that it makes it a little bit more sense. We can fix things up at practice or whatever, but this is just the basics, the quadrants in the defensive zone, and that's it.